welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are new, hey, hi, hello. My name is Ashton and welcome to Ashton My Books, where we talk about all things fictional. So for today's video, I have been reflecting on the impending end of the semester. It's rapidly approaching, and the only thing that I can think about is how much I'm going to read this summer. If you don't know, I'm an English grad student, so I pretty much spend all of the year reading stuff that people assign me to read that I, don't hate, but I would like to read other things. So I was thinking, what am I even gonna read in May? There's so much I wanna read this summer. Like, how am I going to be able to pick? TBR jar. I made a video on my channel a really long time ago full of TBR prompts, and this is actually, oh, there's a bookmark. Oh, there's two. And hair. Wow, some things never change. Full of TBR prompts, and this, or not prompts, just books. And this is just a little bit of them. Let's see if I've actually read any of these. Hold on. Beach read. I have read it. Okay, wait. If we were villains. Okay, no, I still haven't finished. I've started it. I haven't finished it. The Naturals. Read it. The Atlas 6. Okay, I haven't read that one. Anne of Green Gables. Yeah, I haven't read that. House of Salt and Sorrows. Haven't read it. City of Bones. Haven't finished it. Oh no. Oh no. Dance of Thieves. I've read it. Sky Without Stars. I haven't read it. Legend Born. Yes! I've read it. Anyway, whatever. This is not relevant. I took out all of the actual TBR books that I had in the jar because I was like, I never use this jar, and I filled it with prompts instead. I do have books on my shelf though that I know that I want to read this summer, and I'm very much a mood reader, so I'm like, okay, but I want to do something fun like a TBR jar. So it's like, how am I going to organize these? How am I going to do something fun with it? And so I decided to do TBR prompts where I can just pick the books on my shelf that I want to read, but based off of these prompts. So without further ado, let's hop into the video where I let TBR jar prompts pick my May read. I have a couple of fun prompts in here. I think I put about 10. I'm trying to pick about 7 books on my May TBR. So the first prompt. Shortest book on my TBR. Oh, I do know what it is. No! See, this is a problem because everything that I'm into is this long. Well, okay. This one is, this is 400 pages. 408 pages. I definitely thought that this was gonna be the shortest. Okay. I feel like that's the shortest, but I know I won't read it. That's the thing. It's 373. That's also 408. Hold on, let me go get my copy of Shatter Me. Okay, so all I could think of were these 3. So this one is 408. This one is 374. And this one is 329. So I think that we're gonna go with Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi because I know that most of you guys know, maybe you don't know, but I'm pretty sure the third, there's a brand new book set in this world called Watch Me that just came out 2 days ago. And so I still haven't read it, and it's honestly pertinent kind of for my thesis research. So we'll go ahead and add Shatter Me to May's TBR. Next prompt. I'm feeling really excited about Shatter Me, and having that on the official TBR just feels very good. Next one. I don't know why I said it like that. A book that scares you. The way that I interpreted this prompt when I wrote it down was a book that you've been kind of putting off because you're afraid of reading it. Not because oh, it's a horror book, but just it's really long or whatever. So let's see. I'm pretty sure I already know what I'm about to pick here. It's City of Bones. I don't know if I've ever read this on camera. I think I've been reading this on camera before. This is a part of the infernal devices, the mortal instruments. Y'all, I can't keep them straight. I've tried so many times. So there's the mortal instruments, the infernal devices, and the dark artifices, So anyway, I've had somebody though in my ear telling me to read these, and I fear maybe this is the start. Maybe this is the start, something new. You know what I mean? Is like a pretty big, like, interconnected world. So I feel like I'm really starting something here. And I also want to get Throne of Glass read this summer, but I haven't told my friend this, so don't tell her. I am like fearful of starting this, but I feel like it will fit in really well with some of the other stuff that I'm planning to read this summer. So I know I need to give it a read. I've just been putting it off because it's so interconnected and it's so beloved, but I've also heard some like critiques that I know that I would be in that camp of people critiquing. So we'll add City of Bones by Cassandra Clare also to the TBR. That's 2. We're looking for 7, so let's keep it going. All right, number 3, thesis research. Well, also, like, these prompts, they're so poorly written on this paper. It's really more like the paper is very poorly torn. Don't worry about that. Thesis research, there's kind of only one option here. The Hunger Games. I've actually already read The Hunger Games this year already, and it's only April. But I am planning on rereading the entire series, and then when I get to that end of that series, actually, when I get to the end, I think I'm going to go back and read Sunrise on the Reaping. I don't think I'm going to read it right now because I want the entire series to be super, super fresh. I have such a bad memory. Like, every time I try to do wrap-ups or every time I try to tell somebody about a book, I'm like, oh yeah, like it's like kind of like that vibe, because I literally cannot remember. And that's why I'm like, maybe I go ahead and give this a reread anyway. Even though I just read this, I think in like February or something like that. I just don't remember anything. Also, I think that was my 3rd or 4th time reading this book. You would think that I would know. And I feel like I do know. But anyway, I also have to reread it this summer anyway to annotate and write on it. So maybe when I'm still like got fuel, maybe this is the vibe. So The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins is going to be thesis research. Let's keep it trucking. We're kind of zooming through this. I'm like very, very proud of us here. So we've got 3 books on the TBR. There's one book that has to go on the TBR. Like, I will make it work. I don't care what it takes. So this is book number 4, Memoir. Okay. I have 2 memoirs on my TBR that I'm very, very excited about reading. It's really just a matter of which one to read first. So I'm gonna tell you which ones I have, okay? First, we have The Third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop, and the foreword is by Amy Sherman Palladino, which I'm absolutely eating up. But Kelly Bishop kind of has like a prolific career. I'm sure a lot of us know her from Gilmore Girls, but she's also been like a Hollywood actress for a long time, and a dancer, and all of these really cool things. I just love Kelly Bishop a lot. And this book came out and I immediately was like, purchase. Next, we have Dinner for Vampires by Bethany Joy Lenz. And this is another, like, I literally feel equally excited about these books. This seems so prolific and fun to me. So this is Bethany Joy Lenz's story about being on a cult TV show, One Tree Hill, while also being in an actual religious cult. I really feel like that is kind of very different from anything else that I'm reading, but it's also in the same vein. It feels a little dystopian. So, yes, and I know that the audiobook has like appearances by other actors in the show, One Tree Hill. So I'm like so excited about both of these. I literally don't even know. I think I'm gonna go with Dinner for Vampires right now, but this is going on the summer TBR because I do want to have this read very, very soon. So Memoir, Dinner for Vampires by Bethany Joy Lenz, going on the TBR as book 4. Okay, you guys, we are over halfway. We have 3 books left to pick, and there is one that I'm really, really rooting for because I low-key have already started reading it. So there's like a series that I really, really, really want to finish, and I think it's going to extend into May, and if it's not on the TBR, like, we're just gonna have to read it anyway. I'm sorry. So 5-star prediction. Yes! Okay. 5-star prediction. The way that he still stood up there was crazy because he was definitely straddling those books. We have Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. This is my 5-star prediction because the first book was an absolute 5-star. First book is Renegades by Marissa Meyer, and then this is Arch Enemies. And I am just now realizing that this is glossy and this is matte. So we have that. Anyway, I adore this book. I literally just finished this book on my Kindle last night because I checked it out from my library, like the ebook from my library, and it is so amazing. I literally immediately started the second one, so I was like, this has to go in the May TBR because I undoubtedly will be reading it. And I'm gonna add also like the third book. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the series in one swift like motion here, because normally when I don't finish a series in one go, I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this whole series. I think Renegades follows a superhero and a supervillain, Nova and Adrian. So Nova is the villain. Her villain name is Nightmare, and she basically can put other people to sleep, and she also never sleeps. And then Adrian is the hero, and his power is literally like Pictionary, like he draws and he can bring it to life. And he also finds out that he can tattoo like powers or like whatever on his arms and then be able to use those powers. So it's pretty cool. I mean, honestly, like it's kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie. Nova is part of the supervillains though, and it's literally like a YA fantasy superhero story. So if you're not into superheroes, you're probably not going to like this book. If you're not into like comic conventions and like superhero conventions, then you're probably not going to like this book. I saw some review that was complaining about the villain speech and how that was so cliche, but like the villain speeches, like Adrian points out that they're cliche. Like Adrian points out that it's kind of hilarious, but they also like live in this superhero world, so they're gonna do it anyway type of thing. So anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed this though. It reminds me, like it honestly has the same lighthearted feel as Into the Spider-Verse. I know I said this in my fantasy dystopian sci-fi Rex video, but this really has like kind of like an Into the Spider-Verse type feel to it. Nova's been working with the supervillains for a really long time, ever since she had this like tragic accident with her family where the superheroes kind of like failed her family and failed her. And so she's been working with the supervillains this entire time. And she makes a plan that she's going to try out for the superheroes because they have like these trials every year. She's going to try out for the superheroes and try to infiltrate them from the inside out and take them down that way. And whose team does she end up on? Adrian's team. And so it is kind of like a star-crossed like superhero, supervillain, like love, like betrayal thing. And again, I always say this about this book, but I did hear one time somebody say, it is enemies to lovers, except one of them does not know that they are enemies, which is spot on. Like Adrian doesn't know they're enemies, but Nova does, and Adrian is obviously like got a crush on her, and it is just so like wholesome and pure, and I love it. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up the second one because I'm assuming that I'm going to adore this one so much. Yes, my 5-star prediction, Arch Enemies, and we will go ahead and add that to the TBR as book number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So book number 6. I'm nervous, y'all. Okay. A book published this year. Because I feel like everybody thinks I'm going to say Oathbound, and I think I might not. I'm kind of torn because part of me wants to say, and Oathbound's right here on my shelf, which is the 3rd book in the Legendborn cycle. I want to say Oathbound, but I also want to give some time to reread Legendborn, Bloodmarked, and then Oathbound. And so because of that, like I have a lot of other things on my list that I want to get to, and so I think I'm going to push that maybe to June or like something like that when I can just immerse myself fully in that world and just be there for a while, because I know that those books kind of take a while to read. I know what I'm gonna pick, but it is downstairs. So why do I leave everything downstairs? Let me go get that book. Okay, I'm back and I have the book with me. I've heard a lot of people say this online, that the book is like way longer than they thought it was going to be. And then I was like, no, it's not. Then I picked it up, like getting it out of the bag. I just went and bought it some days ago. Got it out the bag and I was like, this is a thick book. Fearless by Lauren Roberts. Admittedly, I actually liked the pink and green cover better, but Barnes & Noble didn't have it, so. Also, I noticed like this question here of like destined for each other. What I didn't notice was this, the Forever My Undoing on the back. Throwing up. So far I've seen pretty good reviews about Fearless. I haven't read it, and Powerless, oddly enough, is actually one of those series that I do remember what's happened actually in the last book. I liked Reckless. I know a lot of people didn't love Reckless. I did. I thought it was pretty good actually. I definitely thought that Lauren Roberts' writing from powerless to powerful to reckless, like there's clearly like you can see her getting better and better and better at writing. So I feel like that this one's going to be pretty well written, or at least I'm hoping so. And I'm excited for Lauren Roberts to announce something new. But anyway, yeah, so Fearless is the third installment of the Powerless trilogy. And like I said, I do actually remember what happened since the last book. So I feel like this will be good. I don't even remember what the prompt was anymore. What was the prompt? Oh, a book that was published this year. Yeah, so I think that this is gonna go ahead and go as that one, because I do remember what it's like, what has happened. I don't need to go back and reread the series, oddly enough. And yeah, I think like honestly I'm ready to read it, and honestly I'm so tired of dodging spoilers for this one. The spoilers for this one have not been as well kept as the ones for Sunrise on the Reaping. Wow. I don't know how much longer I can dodge spoilers, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read Fearless. That's book number 6, so we are ready here to choose our final book. What are we gonna pick? What are we gonna pick? I'm actually kind of nervous. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Is it stuck on something else? A book with magic. A book with magic. But I already feel like I have so many books on my shelf, like on my TBR with magic. We're gonna pick another prompt. Is that cheating? It's just like, okay, because like Arch Enemies is like low-key magic, Powerless is low-key magic, City of Bones is low-key magic, Shatter Me is like, it's like all kind of like supernatural abilities, and I feel like that the first thing that comes to mind with that is Oathbound, and I just don't have time to go back and reread that series. All right, we'll pick a different one. Official final prompt. A reread. Okay, well, and you know what? Okay. A reread? Half of these are rereads. Because I've already read Shatter Me once. I have never finished the series, but I've already read Shatter Me, and I've already read The Hunger Games, and I've also started City of Bones. Okay, last prompt. I may or may not have cheated a couple of times here, and I want to see if we can pick something that's like maybe like a left field, or like, I don't know, I just want to see if we can pick something that maybe is just like a little bit different. All right, let's see here what we get. Okay, you know what? Okay, I'm tired of running from it. I want to tell you guys the last 3 that I just picked out of this jar, and tell me if it's not all pointing to the same direction. Reread. What did I just say what series did I just say I really needed to reread, but I wasn't sure about at the time? Book with magic. What series did I just... Recent purchase? I feel them. I feel Brie looking over me saying, read my book right now. I literally, okay, whatever. Okay, Oathbound, you win. Okay, Oathbound, you win. Fine. Tracy Dion wins this round. So for my final pick, for my May TBR, what do you know? It just so happens to be Legendborn. Isn't that crazy? It's a reread, it has magic, and what was the third one? Literally, what even was it? It's a reread, it has magic, and it leads me right to my most recent purchase. Legendborn is actually a super cool series about like Arthurian legend and this like super awesome main character, secret societies, UNC, magic. It's literally everything in a series. Like if you're into fantasy, you're into Legendborn. This series is honestly so good. Like honestly, I can't even complain. So Legendborn by Tracy Dion it is, as the 7th book on my TBR. Okay, everybody, so this is my May TBR. All of the books on May's TBR. Let's do a little wrap up here. You know, I did a TBR drawer because I thought that it would be pretty mood-driven reads, and I feel like that we've kind of gotten that. And honestly, like, I don't think I've ever made a TBR where I was actually genuinely excited about every single book on it. So I feel like 7 books is kind of ambitious for a TBR, but it's also right out of school, like finally being able to read whatever I want. So I feel like it'll be both ambitious but also exciting, and I do anticipate reading a couple of these at the same time. So we'll see where the wind takes us. Starting off strong, we have Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. So I picked this for the shortest book pick on the TBR jar prompts or whatever. Very, very excited about it. It follows a girl named Juliet. She has the power to kill people with her touch, and it is like a dystopian book. Next, we have City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This is the first in the Mortal Instruments series. Then we have OG Girl, The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. We all kind of know what this is about at this point, but I'm very, very, very excited to give this one a reread. We have for our memoir category, Dinner for Vampires by Bethany Joy Lenz, kind of just breaking up the monotony of what we already have. So very, very excited about that. Then we have Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer, something that I'm already starting here, and it's May 17th. Oh, it's April 17th. And I feel like I will be able to actually have this finished probably before May, but maybe not actually, because definitely there are finals. Okay, I need to rein it back in. Then we have Fearless. Finishing up the Powerless series is definitely on my goals for the summer, so I'm really excited to get my hands on this in May. Last but never least, we have Legendborn by Tracy Dion. A stellar reread that I cannot wait to just like kind of sink my teeth into, so I can then read Bloodmarked, so then I can then read the brand new Oathbound. All right, you guys, well, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that it wasn't extremely boring. I know that I did in my last video promise you guys a reading vlog in this corner. I'm still working on it, but I think that it's going to be probably a few weeks from now, because I'm just an overly optimistic person sometimes and totally forgot that I definitely have finals to get through. I have about 5 assignments standing between me and summer break. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my time to really like work on those and complete those while still putting out a couple of videos for you guys. But honestly, like I do have to be realistic with myself about like my schooling and stuff like that. If you guys enjoyed picking my TBR for May, it's definitely something that I am beyond looking forward to, and I'm hoping to film a lot of reading vlogs in May. So anyway, love you all so much, and I will talk to you guys so very soon. Thank you all for watching and for picking my TBR with me and for hanging out with me for a little bit and, you know, visiting my corner of the internet. And you can follow me on Instagram at @AshtonMyBooks. I'm always on there doing a little something or another. Love you guys so much, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye! Mwah.